The first feeding of colostrum and the antibodies it contains significantly affect the animal's future milk production. Proper colostrum management is an area of untapped potential on most dairy farms. New research shows that when more antibodies are present in a calf's first feeding, the more milk the animal will produce as a mature cow. The antibodies found in colostrum are absorbed into the calf's bloodstream, forming an early foundation of the calf's immune system, crucial to the animal's health and well-being throughout its entire life. The ColoQuick colostrum feeding method will improve over time the milk production in any herd, regardless of present production. Let's examine the 4 factors that determine the quantity of antibodies that a young calf absorbs. The quantity of colostrum, its quality, temperature, and timelessness of feeding. The first prerequisite for the calf to absorb a large amount of antibodies is the availability of a sufficient amount of clean colostrum. Calves must be fed at least 4 quarts of colostrum on first feeding. Second, the colostrum must contain a high quantity of antibodies, 50 grams per liter or higher. It is necessary that the colostrum feeding temperature is as close to the calf's body temperature as possible, never higher or lower. For the best absorption of antibodies, the calf should be fed colostrum as soon as possible after birth. After just a few hours, the antibodies tend to be effective only locally in the intestine. When the calf ingests the colostrum, it runs via the esophageal groove into the abomasum, where the colostrum is digested, leaving the immunoglobulins, whey proteins, lactose, and minerals to rapidly pass into the small intestine. The antibodies are absorbed in the intestines by a combination of receptors and openings present in the intestinal wall. These processes are known as passive transfer of immunity. The ability to absorb the antibodies declines drastically during the first hours after the birth, when the intestinal wall openings close. When the antibodies enter the bloodstream, they isolate and dissolve harmful bacteria. In order to ensure the highest transfer of passive immunity, the above-mentioned 4 factors must be optimized. The quality of colostrum varies enormously, even within the same herd. In fact, a large percentage of colostrum doesn't contain enough immunoglobulins to be fed on first feeding. If you feed the colostrum directly from mother to calf, then its quality, the quantity of antibodies, will be completely random and will influence the animal's dairy production for the rest of her life. ColoQuick solves this problem. The ColoQuick system is based on consistent use of an on-demand frozen colostrum bank. The dairy producer collects and tests the quality of colostrum with a simple and quick test. The highest quality colostrum is poured into 4 quarts of ColoQuick containers. If you want to be sure not to transfer harmful bacteria to the calf, you can pasteurize the colostrum pre-freezing. Then you need a ColoQuick Pasteur. After pasteurizing is completed, the ColoQuick rapidly cools the colostrum. This way, the dairy producer always has a sufficient amount of the highest quality colostrum on hand. When a calf is born, a 4-quart portion of colostrum is heated up to the optimal temperature in the unique ColoQuick water bath in only 20 minutes, while preserving all the important antibodies. This way, we ensure that all calves are provided with the ideal quantity of antibodies. ColoQuick, the perfect start in life for every calf. The first feeding of colostrum and the antibodies it contains significantly affect the animal's future milk production. Proper colostrum management is an area of untapped potential on most dairy farms. New research shows that when more antibodies are present in a calf's first feeding, the more milk the animal will produce as a mature cow. It's very important that the calf gets colostrum immediately after birth. ColoQuick makes sure that all your calves get a perfect start. The bag inside the cartridge contains 4 quarts of frozen colostrum. The cartridge is placed in the ColoQuick water bath, which is kept at a constant temperature of 105 degrees Fahrenheit. The cartridge is rotating to heat up the colostrum fast and gently. The unique design makes sure that the colostrum is ready to feed within only 20 minutes. While the colostrum is being prepared, the calf should be moved to a clean environment. The ColoQuick equipment makes sure that the colostrum quality is at its highest level and not polluted with harmful bacteria. Feeding the colostrum is easy and simple, hands-free. The colostrum is fed with teat or tube connected directly to the bag. When feeding with the tube, make sure the calf is not laying down or on its side. When passing the tube, be sure that the calf's nose is lower than its ears. This will allow for proper placement of the tube. Once the calf is fed, the disposable bag is discarded and the equipment is cleaned properly. Now the calf had a perfect start in life. The high amount of antibodies fed immediately after birth forms the early foundation of a high-producing milking cow. The cow is being milked when it fits the routines of the farm. It's also important to have a clean environment during the harvest of the colostrum. The quality of the colostrum is being tested with, for instance, a refractometer. If the colostrum is of sufficient quality, it's filled in the ColoQuick bags. If you want to be sure not to transfer harmful bacteria to the calf, you can pasteurize the colostrum pre-freezing. Then you need a ColoQuick pasteur. After pasteurizing is completed, the ColoQuick rapidly cools the colostrum. The cartridge with the high-quality pasteurized colostrum is placed in the freezer. The ColoQuick makes sure that all your calves receive as many antibodies as possible immediately after birth. Now all your calves can develop into high-producing milking cows.